Hi, welcome back to the introduction to yoga. And this is part 3. We've done listening to our body. We've looked at strength and flexibility. You did that really well, I'm sure. And now we're going to look at balance, because strength, flexibility, effort, ease, work, play, everything in life's a balance, and that can really be felt physically in the body too. So we're going to work a little bit on that. We're going to come back to hands and knees, so pad your knees if you need to. So come with me. This is the cat pose that we did before, and we're going to do some nice strong variations from it, all with options that you can pause at any time. So take your awareness to your right knee and don't lift it just yet, but breathe in and look forward and up. And then as you exhale, think about drawing the knee towards the forehead. And then as you inhale, we're thinking about sending that foot back. So dropping onto the ball of the foot and gently pushing into the heel. From here, you might want to take this to the next stage, or you might want to stay here. The next stage is one to watch the lower back with. So strengthening our lower back muscles is great, but we do it gently on our own terms. So allow, if you wish, the knee to bend and for the foot to float up, and we're looking forward and up. And then from here, we can either take the knee back down and resting it on the ground, or we can allow the foot to float up and we can bend at the elbows, keeping the bent leg raised as we lower the forehead. So nice and strong as you inhale, come back up, tuck the toes under and fold back and have a nice little stretch. So we'll do that to the other side. As you come back into cat pose, take a breath in, looking forward and up. And then as you exhale, you're bringing your left knee, lifting it forward and drawing the forehead towards the knee. Inhaling, sending that leg back, tucking the toe under and just gently bobbing into the heel. Only come with me if you wish on the next stage, the second stage, which is folding into the knee, and the sole of the foot is leading and lifting up towards the sky. And again, only if you wish, so come back down if you need to. You can bend into the elbows, keep the elbows tucked in as you gently lower down and allow the top leg to raise ever so slightly. Nice and strong, and then slowly coming back, tucking the toes under and folding back into the hips for a little mini rest. Inhaling and coming back into your cat pose. So again, if the knees feel uncomfortable, it's always wise to pad them. And we're going to do a side stretch from kneeling now, which I hope you'll enjoy. We're going to take our right knee forward. So the right knee comes forward and it's almost like you're making a little triangle shape between your knee and your two hands. I would advocate taking the right hand out to the edge of the mat ever so slightly as you push back with the left toe. So we're straightening a little into the left toe, similar to what we did earlier. And then we're going to think about opening out the chest. So you're lifting the left arm off the mat, keeping nicely grounded into that left foot as you come into a lovely side stretch. And yes, it's a balance. It's not a terribly obvious one, but if you broaden your foundations, that might help a little. Wonderful. And you can take this to the next stage if you wish, which is allowing the arm to glide over the head, and only if you want to engage the tummy as you allow this left leg to lift up. You don't have to do this. This is all optional. And then bringing everything back to the center line. And do you remember child pose from the first? video that we did, glide the hands behind you and gently lower the head or support the head with the stacked hands. Breathing in, coming forward. And we're going to go to the other side now. So I'll be turning away from you now as you take your left knee forward and make a triangle shape with the hands and the knees. Press back with your right leg now, so a nice straight right leg, and then leaning a little into your left side, you start to unpeel the right hand from the mat as you open out the chest and allow that top arm to glide up. Keep the gaze either facing forward or elevated. If you wish and the shoulders feel okay, you can allow the top arm to drift beyond the crown of the head, and only if you wish to do a more challenging balance, gently lift the foot off the mat. Well done. Breathing and lengthening. And then tucking the knee and the elbow in. And again, coming back, I call this swan pose. Not many teachers call this swan pose anymore, but stretch your arms out ahead of you and sink the hips back to the heels. Breathing in, and we're going to come up to standing. So come up to standing whichever way you want. You can either go into downward dog and step the hands and the feet towards each other, or you can stand up relatively conventionally. If you're coming into a forward bend, keep the knees soft, the neck long as you roll the spine up to standing. And little balance work again. You might want to go next to a chair or a wall. I'm in the middle of this beautiful open space, so I've got nothing to lean on. But if you're at home, you might want to use a chair or a wall. We're going to stretch one side. We're going to do the smiling banana as you take your right leg, crossing it over the left leg, and then lifting the arms up, and a lovely lengthening through the right side. Nice and quiet and balanced, of course. And we're going to go to the other side. So take your left leg in front of the right leg, resting onto the ball of the foot, inhaling the arms up, catching hold of the wrist as you glide over. And then coming all the way back. Now you'll be aware of the classic tree pose in yoga, and we're going to do it now, which is why you might need something to balance on. Start by turning out your right knee and resting the right ankle onto the left leg. Palms together, and that might be where you're pausing this pose. Now it is quite windy for tree where I'm standing, so if you're brave, like me, you might want to lift the foot up onto the calf or even press the heel into the inside of the thigh and possibly drifting the arms up. If it helps, gaze at a spot in front of you, a blade of grass, anything. And this is your beautiful balancing tree. I hope you've picked one of the versions that suits you for the stage that you're at in your yoga journey, as you then bend into your left knee and gently press the left heel onto the right standing leg and palms to chest. Maybe with some support you want to place the sole of the foot onto the calf, or catching hold of the ankle, pressing the heel into the side of the leg. Palms together if you wish, or gaze at a spot and allow the arms to drift up. Wonderful. You've done your first yoga tree, which is fantastic. I'd like you to come roughly to the end of your mat. Take a deep breath in, soft bendy knees as you come all the way down. And if it feels comfortable, coming into either a squat or drop the knees, pressing the arms into the inside of the knees. Let's get this right. Arms into the inside of the knees, hands down, and gently seesawing forward and back. And that's you doing a really strong balance, or a little mini version of it. Straighten out the legs ahead of you. Slowly come all the way down to the mat. Bend into your knees. Hug your left knee and allow your right leg to straighten up. And if you want, you can rock from side to side. And maybe you want to go to the other side, so folding the right knee up, elevating the left leg, gently rocking from side to side, keeping that elevated leg nice and soft at the knee. Draw your knees together, give yourself a rewarding hug, and massage the lower back into the mat. Keep rocking from side to side. As I've very briefly mentioned, 2,000-year-old philosophy from the Yoga Sutras, which the very first one states, and now we practice yoga. Because yoga's great, but you've got to show up for it. And that's what you've done today. Really well done, and thank you.